New this week on Curiosity Stream. Witness the meteoric rise of YouTuber Jimmy Donaldson, a.k.a. Mr. Beast, made famous by his jaw-dropping charity.
We'd like to give you $10,000.
This is where things get fun.
On a new episode of Beyond the Spotlight. Plus, meet unique people with the world's most incredible brains on a new season of Secrets of the Brain. Check them out on CuriosityStream.com. Annual plans are just $20. That's $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com now.
Hi, I'm Ellen Pompeo, and I would like to introduce you to my new podcast, Tell Me. I'm going to invite people that I find interesting to come on and tell me their stories. That's where Tell Me comes from. Listen and follow Tell Me, a podcast presentation of Cadence 13, with me, Ellen Pompeo, now for free on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, daily Twitter poll from yesterday. Will the Penguins make the playoffs? Simple yes or no. 68.5% of you said yes. 31.5% of you said no. Thank you for voting every single day. Daily Twitter poll at Fan Morning Show. You could check it out, oddly enough, on Twitter. Daily Twitter poll today. Will John Gruden ever coach or work in broadcasting again? 85.3% of the respondents to this point, and there are a lot of respondents, and we thank you for that, say no, he will not. 14.7% say, yes, he will work again. I think he's done. I wouldn't, as far as coaching, that's wide swathing. Dave Bliss coached again, Yeah. If you think about, like, people that have, I wouldn't doubt that John Gruden coaches at, like, some JUCO somewhere.
Yeah, but his NFL days.
For sure.
Definitely. And I think being associated with any of the large media entities that cover the league, those days are probably over too.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't think now he may work for some website or he may work for somebody, and it would get eyes on it. That's the thing. Like
there are certainly outlets out there that would hire him. I shouldn't say because of the things he said, but in a way to sort of not only draw more eyeballs to their own content, but also by way of touting the whole, cancel culture type deal.
Right. Covering the NFL for Outkick is that what that place is called?
Yeah.
John Gruden.
Yeah.
Yes, so that could maybe happen. I don't know. All right, one coach who I know this guy, and I think that it was atypical for him to speak like this. He is normally one of the most, this is one thing, and I don't know if a lot of people know this about me. I don't necessarily scour the college football coaching news conferences, but I do find myself, like, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and into Thursdays, I will find myself down a Twitter hole just looking and seeing, like, clips, whether it be Cal Berkeley's coach, Kansas's coach, Texas's coach. Those entertain me. The interaction between the local media and just the weekly things that it's Saban.
But this is not a guy that you would typically think of presenting as entertaining, right?
He never does. He's entertaining in his own way. He is so straightforward.
Yes.
He just really is businesslike. Kirk Ferentz runs Iowa like an NFL franchise. It's just straightforward, even keel. He dropped a hammer yesterday, as there were people who were Iowa fans who thought that the Penn State was slowing the game down by feigning and faking injuries and going down with kind of false cramps the other day. Now, the quarterback obviously was hurt, right?
And Brisker went down a couple times, which leads me to believe that that's legitimate. A.B. Katie, I don't know. He missed a few plays as well.
Right. But Kirk Ferentz was asked about this. And give a listen to what Ferentz said.
Football's a hard and competitive, tough game, and, fans are into it just like everybody else is into it. And first of all, I know a couple players were legitimately hurt. I know that. Saw one sitting on the bench. Just happened for whatever reason, like there was an opening. I saw him, and I know he had an ice bag on his leg. Obviously, the quarterback didn't come back, so I hope those guys are well. I don't know what their status is. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. Nobody. But I think probably it's a reaction to there were a couple guys that were down for the count, and then we're back a player or two later, and. Yeah, I mean, our fans aren't stupid. I mean, they're watching. They know what's going on. And I've been here 23 years. I think that's only the second time we've seen that kind of stuff going on. I know it's a topic nationally right now. It's it was one of the discussions of the rules maker. They don't quite know. Nobody knows the answer to it. But it's and I also know for a fact that people, I'm not saying, there are two people in our building that have been places where that was, scuba or dive. No, scuba and turtle were the code words for. So, it goes on. We don't coach it, haven't really been exposed to it. And, but our fans thought they smelled a rat, I guess. I don't know. So, they responded the way they responded.
Damn, Kirk. Damn. Now, there's two sides to this. Now, one, this became real in vogue with like those Dennis Dixon Oregon teams.
When teams first started going crazy tempo and just running defenses into the ground.
The other Pac-10 to Pac-10 at the time, I guess Pac-12, I don't know, whatever it was then. The teams on the West Coast, they would start to do this with those Oregon teams when they just had the snap counts were incredible. They were astronomical. That's when it really, really amped up and teams would fake cramps and things like that. In watching that game, I was on the fence because Iowa doesn't run tempo. Like, they don't run fast. And I wasn't for the Iowa fans booing. But then I'm thinking, this is odd. But now to hear Kirk Ferentz say it, I just don't think Kirk Ferentz would say something in a press conference if there was just a little bit of smoke. He just never strikes me as somebody that would stick his neck out on the line unless he really thought something was being done.
He doesn't strike me as that kind of guy either, but I'm just trying to. I didn't think that's what was happening. And look, I'm not seeing that through blue and white colored glasses. I'm as critical of James Franklin.
I don't think it was, especially because they were good players from Penn State too.
If you want somebody to dive, you don't tell A.B. Katie or Brisker to lay down, right? Those are guys you want on the field. So I just be careful if you're a coach suggesting that another team is doing that unless you've got really good evidence that it's happening, because you don't want to be the coach that all of a sudden is in a glass house and a few weeks later, and I'm not saying Kirk Ferentz is, but a few weeks later one of your guys is doing the same thing to slow down an opposition offense.
I'm still on the fence about it, because what skews me to staying on the fence is Kirk Ferentz publicly saying this, not discounting it. It's an odd situation because I know how measured his words are.
Well, and I didn't hear the question that he was asked to lead to that answer, but
the question was pretty much, well, the fans booed. They thought as if Penn State was slowing the game down.
And it sounds like he's trying to, by way of kind of excusing the fans because he doesn't want to bury his own fans, lend some sort of credence to the idea that, oh yeah, we know this happens around college football. They thought it was happening and they booed, and so that's their prerogative. So I don't think, as much as it's going to be made out to be like in headlines today, oh, Ferentz is all over Penn State for faking injuries. I don't think that's actually what Kirk Ferentz was saying. I think he was saying, hey, we know people do this from time to time, and our fans thought Penn State was doing.
Plus, he's on a ton of national committees. He's one of those, American Coaches Association kind of guys, Football Coaches Association guys, and he's like the last guy to want to
ruffle feathers. Yeah, and like you said, just a very even keel, level-headed guy. I don't think he's suggesting Penn State was faking injuries. I think what he's saying is it happens all the time. We've seen it happen here before, and our fans reacted in that manner because they presumed that's what was happening.
I will say this, though. There will be something on game day this coming week, and then every time people watch a college football game, now if it's not already, people will allude to it, with the cramping and stuff.
And certainly my hope is that these two teams meet again in Indy in a couple months. I don't know. I'm not saying I expect it to happen, but if they do, oh my gosh, just wait. It'll get dredged back up, and every time someone goes down, it'll be, Kirk Ferentz talked about this.
He certainly accused them. Like, there's no two ways. But I don't know how you can legislate it. If a guy says he's cramping, he's cramping. How do you legislate it? You take a timeout. You push a penalty into the game. There's no way.
See, I'm going to disagree. I don't think he's laying it out. He's laying an accusation at Penn State's feet. I don't think he is. I think he's, again, listening to the answer and the way he stated his response. It was, listen, I'm not going to bury my fans for booing the opposition. They're booing because they think that's what happened. I'm saying I've seen it happen before. He's far too careful with his words, Kirk Ferentz, to lay that kind of accusation.
I disagree, because when he said they smelled a rat, that took it to like 10. We'll see. I do hope they meet again, too. I do hope. And I hope everybody's healthy. And frankly, I hope Iowa beats them, because I like Kirk Ferentz a lot. But we'll see. I hope the best teams make it through the Big Ten. And I honestly think right now those two are the best teams. But you got to watch out for Ohio State because they're playing incredible football right now. They just are. They're playing really good, the best football they've played.
2021 Odyssey Beach Festival, December 4th and 5th at the world-famous Fort Lauderdale Beach in Florida.
2 days of music with almost 24 bands, including
21 Pilots,
Swedish House Mafia,
The Lumineers,
Weezer,
Bastille,
Walk the Moon,
Mod Sun,
and more.
Tickets on sale now at OdysseyBeachFestival.com. Supported by Ford. Built for you. Built for South Florida.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 23rd. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your family medicine cabinet of unused and expired prescription drugs. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. To find a collection site near you, visit DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Have you cut the cord and are feeling bored with your streaming services? CuriosityStream can help. With thousands of documentary films and TV shows, let CuriosityStream put the science back in your screen time, astound you with history come to life, and wildlife that will reach out and grab you. We've got the fix for your nonfiction addiction. Watch us on any device, anywhere you are. Visit CuriosityStream.com to sign up and start streaming now.